Hey folks, here's another movie review. Now, I wouldn't say get used to this, but it is summer movies, and this is a big one. I went and saw Disclosure Day last night. Now, I'm going to be very honest about this. I didn't expect a lot from this movie. Well, okay, I expected something from this movie because it's a fucking Spielberg movie, and that dude doesn't miss, right? Like, Spielberg is one of the greatest filmmakers of all time for a reason. He doesn't miss. But the trailer had me, second guessing that. I didn't like the trailer at all. I didn't feel like it captured anything, and I really didn't like the name Disclosure Day. So I had those things against it, and I got to admit, up until I saw a couple people review it and talk about it, I really wasn't that excited about it. I got a little bit more excited about it. I started to have a little bit, there was a little bit of anticipation to go see it. So we went and saw it last night for some of the early screenings, and I got to tell you, those reviews, those positive reviews that I saw, they nailed it. For me, it was a very enjoyable movie. I thought that it was very well paced. I thought that, people have talked about how it's kind of a movie in, like a traditional three-act movie, and how it kind of picks up a lot more at the end. And I get that. Emotionally it does, but I thought that from the very beginning, I was engaged, especially because we know through the trailer kind of what happens. So I was kind of anticipating those trailer moments. So as much as I didn't like the trailer, I feel like I feel like the trailer makes more sense after seeing the movie, which is kind of a weird juxtaposition. You know what I mean? Like, it usually you're supposed to be engaged from the trailer, but this actually makes me appreciate the trailer more, which is kind of a weird thing. But anyway, it's true. Again, there's never going to be spoilers for me for things like this, but I will say this: there is a message in this movie that is very, very important. And if you're somebody that follows me here, if you're somebody that watches my videos, if you're somebody that cares about the message that I have here, if anything I've ever said has kind of clicked with you, or it's been something that resonated, you should see this movie, and you should see it in theaters. You need to go out and see this movie. There is a underlying message in this movie. It is kind of the moral of the story that is so fucking important that people need to hear. And you need to go in, with an open heart. You need to go in willing to hear a message of positivity, a message of hope. Because if you're not willing to hear that, then it's not going to hit, right? Like, if you go in with the cynicism and the sadness and the anger of our time, this movie's not going to hit the same way that it's intended to. This is a movie about humanity. This is a movie about hope. This is a movie about evolution, how we can become better as a society, as a people, as humans. And I think that if you don't go in willing to hear that, then you're going to come out with a lot of complaints. You're going to look at the CGI that's kind of weird. You're going to look at you're going to you're going to nitpick, and you're going to miss the story and what it's about. And I think that that's where a lot of the reviewers are doing the movie justice, because a lot of people are saying the same basic thing I am right now, which is, it's a positive movie. And the biggest concern for this movie, and the reason why it might not get the flowers it deserves, is because audiences aren't really able to ingest it and accept it, because it's such a positive movie. Um, Now, I'm going to say this as a final note. If you go to the fucking movie, do not fucking talk in the goddamn movie. We went to one of the first showings yesterday, and there was some fucking idiots talking full throat through the whole goddamn movie. And at some point in time, it becomes the situation where, do I stand up and turn around and yell at these motherfuckers and make a bigger scene, or do I just sit there and listen to them talk the whole movie? And believe me, if it wasn't for the fact that I love going to the movies and I didn't want to get kicked out of that theater, I I probably would have started a fight, because fucking shut up, dude. Like, why that movie? Why would you go to a movie like that to talk to your friend the whole time? Anyway, that's my review of both a movie of the beauty of humanity, and also my experience of wanting to wipe out half of humanity because they talk in movies. So, um, I have one word of advice for you if you go see that movie. Listen. Take care of yourself. Take care of others. I'll talk to you soon.